Croatan. What's that supposed to mean? Have you guys heard about it? Do you have any idea what it could mean, why they would carve it into a tree, and is it a mystery still today? Those are questions I often wonder, and I hope you guys do too after this little speech. At first, I'd like to show you a picture of Croatan carved into a tree, and which would be my topic today. Here is John White, the governor of the Roanoke Island, and colonists surrounding him, and they're questioning as to what could have happened. I will pass this around now so you guys can take a look. Many wonder what it means or who carved it. It has been a mystery and is still a mystery to this day. As taking many history classes, I often wonder more about what actually happened to these colonists because it's a mystery. No one knows. I'd like to give you guys a quick lesson or background information about it, but since being in high school, I have only heard about it a few times and always would like to know a little bit more. I was very glad I got to do that during this speech. I plan to tell you now a little bit more about what I know on the lost colony of Roanoke. Right away, I'd like to give you a little bit of background information on the Roanoke Island. According to the History Channel, written in 2012, What Happened to the Lost Colony of Roanoke describes that John White, the governor, was elected to sail back to England to get more supplies and to replenish anything that the others needed. He was the only one to be elected since he was the governor and they trusted him very much so. Since he was in charge, he had to go back, replenish their supplies since they were low. He tried to find more, but they couldn't. After getting to England, a major naval war broke out, so he had to stay and fight. 3 years later, he was finally allowed to come back to Roanoke Island, but that was only because he was allowed and the war was finally over. When he got back, no sign of humans or human interactions was near or anything. He was confused. In the article, Interesting Historical Events, The Lost Colony of Roanoke, written in 2017 by Katie Serena, tells us many thought the colonists possibly were running low on supplies, so they looked for others instead. One reason is they possibly could have turned to a local Native American tribe named Croatan. That would explain a reason why they would carve Croatan into the tree. They moved into their society and they got along, so that they wouldn't have to move or anything else, and that could have been the reason why they carved, like I said, Croatan into the tree. John White told them that if they're in any need of danger, they would have to carve a Maltese cross into the tree, but that was only if they were in danger. The Lost Colony, A Local Legacy, was written by the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. that is frequently updated and explained that John White found Croatan carved into the tree, but many sources say he was a little confused or skeptical of what happened. He was completely lost. C-R-O in all capital letters were found in another tree that was near. What they were trying to say, they don't know. Did they accidentally carve the C-R-O and it was way too big onto the tree and so they went to a different tree? Or was that tree not noticeable for John White when he got back from England? We don't know because it's constantly questioned every single day who study this mystery. In the article, archaeologists started a new hunt for the fabled lost colony of the New World, written in 2018 by Andrew Lawler, was added that there was no sign of struggle being attacked. The houses they lived in were taken apart slowly, giving a signal that there was no struggle, no rush to leave, and they obviously took their time since they slowly took their houses down. Now you have a little bit more of information as to why they carved Croatan, C-R-O-A-T-O-A-N, in all capital letters into the tree. Even though we don't know what it means or why they did it, does it mean they went to the native tribes south of them? We don't know. As many of you seemed as confused or lost as to why they would carve it, it still remains a mystery today. I even question this almost daily since I started looking this up because it's kind of interesting. Now you have a little bit more of knowledge of what could have happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. They possibly could have ran low on supplies since White was sailing back to England in the first place to get more supplies for the others. Giving up, and they went to the native tribes south of them. Since there was no struggles, they just left, and they left slowly with their houses. Many will try to solve the mystery, but they will never find the true, full reason of actually what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. As it goes, we will never know the truth about Roanoke Island and what actually happened to that colony. It will always stay unanswered and a mystery to this day.